好，欢迎收看今天的对话好莱坞，我是主持人蓝天。说起好莱坞的科幻动作巨制《环太平洋雷霆再起》（Pacific Rim Uprising），想必大家都并不陌生。时隔5年的时间，这部风靡全球的机甲神作再度重磅归来，让一众的影迷真的是激动不已啊！剧情讲述了重建后时的人类世界呢，再次遭遇危机。上一部结尾的爆破并未封死怪兽的来路，卷土重来的他们更加五花八门，战力高强啊！而上一部机甲几乎全部折损，驾驶员呢也是大换血，年轻的新机甲战队也是背水一战，与怪兽们在冰川、雪地、东京街头等地大战。同时，一个反派的机甲呢也在搞事情。那么今天呢，我们特地邀请到了影片的主创团队，为我们来解读这部燃爆初夏的震撼之作，一起来看一看。
Jake, your father always said he wanted you to be a pilot.
So Steven, thank you so much for being here. This is such a huge production. And not only were you the director, you were also the co-writer. So it is a sequel to the 2013 Pacific Rim. Can you tell us, how did you get the inspiration for the film?
Getting a chance to do Pacific Rim Uprising, it was that childhood dream come true. I get to play with giant mechs and giant monsters, and I get to destroy cities, except now it's not men in suits and it's not models. It's really high-level CGI, so it looks absolutely realistic.
Can you tell us a little bit about the Pan-Pacific Defense Corps?
In the first movie, you have the American Jaeger, the Australian Jaeger, the Chinese Jaeger. I wanted to make it a world Jaeger fighting force. So in this movie, what you don't have is different nationality Jaegers. The Pan-Pacific Defense Corps is one unified body now. So they have together rebuilt the Jaeger program from the ground up. So it really is a coming together of the world and putting differences aside.
He said a lot of things. I'm not a hero like he was.
The kaiju. They're gonna come back. I'm not gonna be stuck waiting for someone else to come save my ass.
So Andrea, you play Jules in the movie, and she works in the Pan-Pacific Defense Corps. So what do you do exactly?
So you see those big old robots? I built them. So I make sure that there's a whole team of mechanics who are making sure that every single piece is going into the Jaegers, and that when the Jaegers are going out for battle, when they come back, I'm the one that fixes them. I'm the one that makes sure that they're good and ready to go for the next battle.
So we were able to see many international faces in the movie, and so how do you view this different representation of different cultures?
You have so many different people, and I think they just kind of threw us all in Sydney or threw us all in China, and we just became the bestest of friends and kind of became a little family. And I think it shows on screen, because it's true. I mean, wherever you live, you walk the street, you walk 3 blocks in LA, and you see what this film has, which is a bunch of different colors, a bunch of different accents, and that's our new reality, and I think that every film should be like that. It's no longer real to have just a bunch of white people or just a bunch of Hispanics or just a bunch of blacks. You know, you have to have diversity. You know, we all kind of just mix and mingle now. That's our new norm, and it's very beautiful.
Cadets, you better gear up.
This is the way the world ends.
How'd they get into our world?
Someone let them in. Someone from our world.
Who is that?
Definitely not one of ours.
Let's do this.
Aside from being a producer, you also play Jake in the movie. Can you tell us a little bit about Jake and Amara's relationship?
They're constantly forced to work together without no clarity as to whether they like each other or not. But I think that when Jake and Amara shipped over to the Shattered Dome in China, they see their similarities and they help each other navigate through an environment that they both don't understand. Well, she doesn't understand fully, and Jake's kind of lost touch with what it means to be a part of that environment. So they find a great sibling relationship with each other, where Jake is kind of like an older brother.
So you actually put part of your Star Wars earnings into this franchise. So what drew you to this franchise?
I was drawn to the franchise because of the opportunity, obviously, as a producer, to have my first co-producing gig alongside a studio that I really, really do admire. And secondly, because the role was fantastic. And thirdly, Steve the Knight, who is a fantastic director who I've always wanted to work with. After his work on Spartacus and Daredevil, he's someone that is new, but a person that's a first-time director on a feature that I felt like it'll be great collaborating with him. So it felt like a fantastic opportunity.
So why do you think it's important for this film to have an international appeal?
Yeah, what stands out to me in this movie is that it definitely does have an international appeal, not only through the characters, but through the message of having a common enemy and people from all around the world having to work together for the survival of the planet. Because it's got to a point where there is no fight against countries anymore. It's like we've got big lizards just running rampant through our cities all over the world, and they don't care. They're in unison, so we have to be. And so that gives a strong message of unity. And you see when you go to the Shatterdome in China that there are people from all around the world that have been flown in for a common cause. And that in itself makes this story diverse and makes it energetic. And you're getting different characters, so there's someone in there for everyone.
This is your chance to make things right.
We're gonna need more pilots.
We have him. There are pilots we remember as legends, but they didn't start out that way. They started out like us. This is our time to make a difference. Do you understand? Jaeger pilots, do you understand?
One way to find out.
That's what I'm talking about!
Gonna be a long day.
What do we do?
Y'all remember me?
We fight!
Those on top of me.
Hey Kaylee, I loved your role as Amara in the film. So why do you think people love monster movies, giant monster movies, so much?
Giant monsters are some things that we imagine when we're really young. You know, our imagination is so broad as a kid, and I think what brings people together in these amazing big sci-fi films is that you sit in the chair in the movie theater, and whatever you've done that day, you get to be a kid again.
So how is it being John's co-lead and a pilot in the sci-fi sequel? Do you have any tips on finding the right drift partner?
The biggest thing for these cadets and these pilots is to find the perfect person to drift with. I mean, you can't just drift with anybody. It has to be someone that they can go inside your mind and you vice versa, you know? And that's harder than Amara thought, for sure, because she's never drifted with anyone. So, and I think in her mind, you know, she's been so independent all her life, she comes to a struggle of finding someone that she can connect with when it comes to the drift. So that's really interesting to watch.
We were born into a world at war. Between the monsters that destroyed our cities and the monsters we created to stop them, we thought we had sacrificed enough. But the war we thought we finished is just beginning. And the only thing standing in front of the apocalypse is us.
Hello, Scott. Can you tell us a little bit about your character?
My character is Nathan Lambert. He has been the tip of the spear for many years as a pilot. Now he's an instructor, and his mandate is to train these young pilots.
How does this film balance all the emotional scenes and also the actions in the fight scenes?
I really felt this one did an excellent job of connecting the human element to these massive fight sequences. With camera movement and acting and raw emotion, and creating a blend between what we're seeing in the outside world with the kaiju fighting the Jaegers, and how we are controlling these mechs. I felt like the film did an excellent job of blending that too, so it connected the audience.
But it doesn't matter where you came from, who believed in you and who didn't. This is our time, this is our chance to make a difference. Now let's get it done.
That's what I'm talking about! In my phone, 'cause I wanna get it on till I die. In my phone, 'cause I wanna get it on till I die.
There are so many huge studio box office films that talk about monsters. Why do you think people should come and see this movie?
This may come as a shock and a surprise, but you will see giant mechs fighting giant monsters, which for me as a fan that's the first thing that I want to go see. That's what gets me in the seat. What gets me to stay in the seat are interesting characters and story dynamics and a positive message, which I think the world in its state these days could really use. That we are stronger together. We can put our differences aside and we can beat the monsters no matter who they are, no matter how big they are. We can come together and we can win.
This one.
That looks awesome.
Nice catching up.
So that's why he sent me back. To be a poster boy for Shah and the drones. Something happened.
Of course not. Welcome to my own Shatterdome, Cadet. Ranger.
This, I took us to Siberia. Yeah. Like, that's this is Amon Amani. Should be joining you soon. Right, bro. Yeah, but it's just more sliding. And action! Gone! That's what kind of now? Hell yeah! Here we go. Ready and action! And set. Here we go. Ready and background and action.
Herman, what is this? How did you get in here? I do have PVD credentials. Besides, everyone else seems a bit preoccupied with the killer drones. Your boss just set off.
She used you. She lured you with money and a fancy title, and while you were basking in the glow, she took your research and she twisted it.
What? You really think that?
好了，那么以上呢就是今天对话好莱坞的全部内容了，感谢大家的收看，不要走开，让我们一起来关注一下这一周在我们的好莱坞红毯上发生了哪些趣事儿呢？
They've evolved.
And they could wipe out all life.
Y'all remember me? Y'all remember me? In my ball, 'cause I wanna get it on till I die. Get it on till I die.
I think I could get used to this.
In my ball, 'cause I wanna get it on till I die.
There's something you need to see. Well, he's pretty big.
Fire everything you've got! Get it on till I die.